Hello and welcome to day 3 of us testing out our MLF Forex signals system. Gosh, we need to figure out a way to shorten that down. Abbreviations. But yeah, we're here day 3. I'm going to be recapping some of the trades that were taken yesterday. There was only a couple of trades taken yesterday, and I did take a few this morning as well, which I'll talk about a little bit later in this video, but probably going to avoid doing that in the future, and just maintain a consistent time per day that I'm going to be trading, and that's where I focus all of my attention on trading and making sure that I'm alert and know what's going on with the market, and I've done my prep work and everything along those lines. So you'll see we've got 2 trades active at the moment. One of them's from yesterday, I believe, and one of them I took a little bit earlier. We've had a couple of losses, unfortunately. One due to human error, and that was a trade that I took yesterday. And I'm just before I get too far into this, I am about to make myself a cup of tea. So if I jump away for a minute or two, that's what's going on. But yesterday, the Euro JPY. So you'll notice these 2 lines here. These were in fact the actual take profit and stop loss. The stop loss being at the top here, take profit down the bottom, that I would have set if I'd entered my trade at the correct position. But because I was a bit late to the trade, because I was about 5 minutes late to the signal, I got in 10 pips below my entry point, or where it was supposed to have been, which meant that although my take profit should have been here and it should have been hit by this spike, in fact it was not, because you'll see, that's only a 5 pip sort of spike there. So that bummed me out a little bit, and then it bounced back up, and because my stop loss wasn't here, it was here, it hit it at this level. So basically we would have hit our take profit. There was 2 signals that were given in this time frame. The earliest one I took was it was around about here, or around about here or something. Then it bounced back up to this level here, and it gave the same signal, and then it went back down, and it would have ended up hitting both of them. Then it bounced back up, and I think it gave some more at this level, and more at this level, which should still be in both of those trades, and more than likely you'd be just about to hit it as it sort of goes down there. But so that's annoying. That's one of the losses. You'll see on the account history, this one here. Then we had a win on the USD CAD, which is nice. That was that 62 pip movement, so that was a good prediction, and there was a couple of signals that were given earlier for that pairing as well that said the same thing was going to happen. So all of those would have been winners. This would have been a winner as well, except for human error. This was a genuine loser, I believe. GBP USD. Let me just jump over to there. What time are we talking? Well, what price rather? 25286. And I'm just going to go get my cuppa, and I'll be back in a minute. And we are back. So we were looking at the GBP USD here. Let me just quickly have a look at those. And we were talking about 13:45 yesterday that I took that trade. 13:45 yesterday. What time frame are we on? 13:45. 13:45. Oh, we just ticked over to the 26th on the time. No, 24. So around this level here, and it was telling us to buy. So clearly you can see, boom, it's just dropped off a cliff almost immediately. I think I took it around about this level here. What was the exact number? 25286. 25286. Yeah. So it thought it was going to be going up, and it told me to buy at this particular level, and then it's just boom, dropped off a massive cliff. So we got stopped out pretty early on that one. It wasn't a massive movement that it predicted either. I think it was quite a small movement, so pip value wasn't too significant, but obviously because we're risking the same 2% per trade, it worked out to be that 249. Then you'll notice we hit a win here, and the value is low, and that's because for some reason I cocked up with my entry here, and it didn't actually enter the right amount, which was annoying. So that should be a 200 and something profit, but that's human error there. Then I took another Euro Jappy trade a little bit later. So this was a couple of hours later, and I can't remember where I took it. It was somewhere around here, I think. What time frame we on? 15 minute. But you can see that it's reversed and it's headed down. And in all honesty, I should have not taken that trade, because I was aware that the 1 day signals has been very, very bearish on the Euro JPY for the last 2 days, because I lost out at these signals, but it kept on telling me this is a selling opportunity, very strong sell. And just looking at it, you can see that it's every time it's decided to go up a little bit, it's reversed and it's come back down. It's as fast as it goes up there, it is just as easily pulled back to around about the same levels. And you might sort of stop and say, well, but if you actually look here, there's a slight upward trend. But in my mind, this is a very, very sideways market, and this is a market that's it's sort of building pressure for a downward move. In my mind, anyway, that's what I see when I look at this. And obviously the algorithm thought the same, because it had been telling us to sell. I also noted that the USD Jappy was a sell as well. So all in all, the algorithm thinks that the Jappy is very weak at the moment, and you should be looking to sell. So unfortunate on that one. I probably shouldn't have taken that trade again. Some silly mistakes led to that, and led to that. So we should have this as a green, and we should probably not have that at all, and that should be better. But that's the name of the game at the moment. Got to learn, got to figure out what my rules are going to be, and just and find some consistency, and find the middle ground, or find the area where I'm comfortable trading, and what the rules are I should definitely be following, and what are sort of more flexible rules, so to speak. So those are the trades that we have taken. These are the trades that we have that are active at the moment. So this is starting to look quite good. Sell. You will see here though that we're on an uptrend on the 15-minute chart, but you'll notice that we're at this point here, which is a strong resistance level. So we go to, this is a 1 hour chart, this is the 4 hour chart. So you will see that there's a very strong support there. It has gone above it, in the past few weeks, and it has been much higher, obviously. But overall, that is a strong trade to be taking, and I do think that we're probably looking for the price to go down. That, in combination with the fact that they've been very bearish on the Euro Jappy, made taking that trade a very easy decision for me, and it is starting to look promising. I'm not going to get ahead of myself. We're also starting to see some pullback on this, which has been going for quite a while, and I'm a little bit annoyed. So I took this trade, I think here. I took this trade quite a while ago, and it's been active overnight. I think that's why we've got this rollover here. The rollover was either for this trade or one of the other trades, but I believe it was this one, yeah, because I do remember it was around this level. I took the trade and it started going in my favor almost immediately. I was like, sweet, this is going to be a nice and easy profit. Came down. What I'm thinking I should have done at this point in time is, because, you know, we're not looking for a massive profit here. We're only looking for a 16 pip profit, right? So possibly what I should have done is, once it had reached the level down here, you know, 12, 13 pips, about 80% plus, I should have maybe moved my stop loss to break even or to just above, right? Just in case, before I went to bed, because it was in my favor, and you don't want to wake up and have a winner turn into a loser, which is what I did this morning when I woke up and it was around here, and it's been going up and up and up, and I thought it was going to stop out, but I'm just going to let this run, and I believe it's in my best interest to just, because we're only using, you know, paper money, it's a demo account. I think it's in my best interest and in your best interest that I just let the trades run and I don't make any changes for the first month or so to see what the overall accuracy is, just solely based on the signals that are being given, without any user input, without any other thought or any other strategy implemented to try and maximize your profits. After that 1 month period, I might start implementing sort of one rule every couple of weeks. So probably every 2 weeks, I'd look to implement a rule until I have a good strategy up and running. That will hopefully enable me to make a lot more consistent trades. And the reason doing only one at a time is so that you know whether or not that's helping your trading or hurting your trading. If you're implementing a couple of different rules at the same time, how do you know which one is affecting your trading? All right, you don't. You're guessing. So that's why it's essential to just do one at a time. Just focus on, the individual rule. That way you can actually accurately determine which rules are good for you and which rules maybe don't help so much. I think it's time for some sounds, time for some beats. Alright, what else do we have to chat about? So, let me have a look at the trades. Let's look at the USD CAD. We didn't have a look at that one. But I drew some trend lines yesterday. It was pretty obvious to me that this was I think we're around about this level here. Yeah, right here when I drew this trend line. And it appeared to me that was the general theme of where things were going. I think we entered our trade around about here. And we easily met that 62 pip profit. It's gone up sort of 98. It did, I think at this level here, it did say to buy again, look for a 58 pip profit or something. So you would have hit that one as well. And in fact, I think as recently as a couple of hours, so as recently as around here, it has told us to buy again and look for a 54 pip or something along those lines. Let me have a look down here. USD CAD, strong buy, look for a 62 pip profit at the levels of 36491. So yep, round about here. So it's still very confident that we're going to be heading up. And if you go out to the longer time frames, I didn't take that trade. Reason being, I've already been profitable on the USD CAD recently, and I just looked at this, right? I looked at where we are right now, where it told us to buy, to that level there, the highest high in sort of the recent couple of weeks, going back to even May. It's only 40 pips, right? So to say that we're going to break through that and hit 62 pip, which would be in this range up here, it's highly feasible. Like, it's probably going to happen. But to me, it's like, why would you milk a cow that you've already got milk from, and you're already satisfied with that trade? So, but that's that one reason alone. I'm not taking that, or I didn't take that trade, because I think just an hour or two earlier, I'd made my profit and I'd hit my take profit for the previous trade. So, I mean, I could have, and you could have, and it would have still been a good trade. I still do think it's going to head up. There's no reason that it's not going to be heading up, and you can see there's plenty of room to go. You know, what's that? 1,000 pips, plenty of room. But I didn't take it. So, what else we got there? The GBP USD. Oh, that was the one I talked about. Yep. Then we got the Euro Jappy. Let's have a look at these. So, we're on the 15-minute time frame. That was at 5:29 today. So, let's go to the 5-minute. How did we win this one if it was at 5:29? Am I looking at the wrong one? 5:29. Oh, 5:30, round about here. And we were only looking for a 10 pip move, I think. So it sort of hit this support level at the bottom here, and it thought that it was probably going to bounce back up for it. I think it was only 10 pips or something. Entry price was 468. Exit take profit is 564. So exactly 10 pips, or 9.9 pips, I think. No, a little bit less. 9 point something. So I think we hit it over here. Yeah. And then sort of around about this, I think it pulled back to here and it told me to buy again, maybe. And then it dropped down and I got stopped out there. 540, and that was 2 hours later at 749. 74, about there. Am I looking at the right? No, I'm not looking at the right charts. Gosh. No wonder things weren't really making sense. I was like, hang on, I don't remember that. Okay, now we know what's going on. Right, apologies. Euro Jappy at 5-minute chart. Looking for 5:30 there, and entry at, how did I get that first trade if I was looking for the prices and I don't even know. 468. So yeah, around about there. We took this trade at sort of this level here, and I think almost immediately we hit, which was awesome. Pulled back a little bit, then it went a little bit higher up to 14, but we were only looking for that 10 pip profit, or 9.7 or whatever it was. And then we had the next trade 2 hours later that was 749 there, at around about that level, 540. So about here. and I think we were looking for a little bit more, and it just missed out. We just missed out on hitting it before it dropped back down and hit our stop loss. So we were looking for about 10 pips again. We were looking for 10.7 pips, and we got up to 7.5. So a little bit behind, a little bit to go. It's unfortunate. As I said, I probably shouldn't have taken that trade because, well, actually, no, I should have. But I think at around about this level here, or this time here, we got a very strong sell on the 1 day time frame. And knowing that it had already been, bearish on the 1 day time frame for the last 48 hours, what I should have done there is that very strong signal should have cancelled out the strong buy on the 1 hour time frame. So that's sort of a rule that I'm thinking might be good to implement, is that if you have contradicting predictions for the different time frames, the overarching trend or the longer trend should win out. Because although you might be able to scalp, a quick 10 pips or something in the short-term trade, if it's very confident that it's going to be moving in the opposite direction over the longer time frame, what I keep saying is just try to stack the odds in your favor. That's not the kind of trade you should be taking, really. That is not a trade that is with the odds in your favor. So that will likely be a rule that I'm going to implement. Probably one of the first rules I'll implement after this 1 month period of testing the system. I just thought I'd share that with you. So potentially we would have gotten out of that trade for a small loss, right? For maybe like a 20% of the actual loss. Let's do the math here actually. So it was we won't be able to do it exactly anyway because I don't know when the other signal came, but I do remember seeing it a couple of minutes later. So worst case, we lose out on sort of 5 pips or something. We lose out on about 50% versus getting stopped out completely. In fact, we might have even made a profit. We might have even, because it did go up, didn't it? We were 540. So, for a lot of this, we would have been positive a little bit, and I believe it was pretty much at this level. So we would have been break even or made a little bit of a profit. But woulda, coulda, shoulda, what if, it doesn't really matter at this point in time. I just thought I'd let you in on my thinking and what I'm thinking about those. Oh, that's looking a bit better, isn't it? We got this beautiful looking trade now. It's looking like it might turn in our favor here, which is awesome. Had a long period of time there where nothing was really going on. We're looking on the 15-minute chart there, so it's a long time. Let's go to the 1 hour. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I think we've been in this trade for 16 or so hours, which is quite a long time comparatively to some of the other trades that I take, and within 10 minutes or 15, 20 minutes they're hitting their take profit, which is the ideal world situation. We've also got this trade here, which is looking good. Appears to be going in our favor as well. So exciting there. Just gonna sit and watch this trade for a minute while I have a drink of my cuppa. How do I mute this thing? I think it's Control M. No, that one. So it looks like there's actually some really strong resistance or support at this level here that it's just broken through or just about to break through. So that's looking very promising for a very strong move down. One thing that I'd like to implement within the system in the future is, having some way of knowing which trades are likely going to keep going in your favor, right? Which trades have more movement within them. So whether or not we implement some form of volume or volatility measurement that looks at, the buying pressure or selling pressure, depending on if your trade is, a buy or a sell, to indicate what the likelihood is that it's going to continue moving in the same direction. And then possibly you exit 75% or 50% of your trade at your original take profit, and you let the remaining amount continue to maximize profits there. But that's an art in itself. Letting trades run is something that's probably not a beginner subject. It's not something I've ever really dived into, so I can't really talk too much on it, other than I think it would be beneficial if we can look at the look at all the metrics, look at all the data, and identify specific trades just by looking at that data. History tends to repeat itself more often than not, even in the markets, no matter how unpredictable they are. Come on, baby, go down, go downtown. We got the other trades looking pretty good. I should say that's going to continue heading down, and we are not that far off our take. Oh, we're still pretty far actually. What was the other trade I was thinking of? Although we're still well off it on that one, and we're pulling back. No. I'm going to be pretty bummed out if we have another couple of reds on the screen. I'm already bummed out that we have ones that shouldn't be up there. It's like bad Mac. We need to have discipline. Where's the discipline? That will come with time. That will come with experience. Hopefully after a month or two I'll be significantly improved and able to give you guys more value, able to explain things a little bit better, as well as just trading better, so that if you're observing these videos, you should hopefully pick up a bit more. Not getting many signals at the moment. It's coming into a little under an hour since the Asian markets opened, which is where you've sort of seen this massive increase in activity, where previously the candles have gone from maybe 2-3 pips of movement per candle, so 2 pips, and then you see it start to pick up before the market opens there, but very, very small movements, 2.5 on the 5 minute, and then just out of the gate you've got these massive 5 pip candles, and you see the ATR, which is the average true range that measures the last 14 candles, and it measures the average volatility in terms of points. So that's creeping up, sitting at, you can see it down here, it's sort of creeped up from 1 pip average movement up to 4, just because of these candles here in the last sort of hour or so. But that's something that I find is helpful, is to look at the ATR, quickly take a glance at it when you're looking at your stop losses and the predicted move, and that will indicate whether or not it's a good idea, in my mind, to take some of these smaller trades that might only be offering sort of an 8 pip movement. So, you know, if we're on the this one, for instance, we're on the 30-minute chart. Let me go down. Yeah, so I mean, it's not too bad. This one's a little bit higher. See, look, you look at the ATR for the last 14 candles on the 5-minute chart of the Euro JPY, and we got 7.3 pip movement, right? 7.31 pip movement for each candle on average. So if they're saying, you know, we want to set a stop loss of 8 pips, in my mind, that's a little bit too close. And within one candle on the 5-minute chart, you could easily be stopped out just through volatility. That's not a great idea in my mind. So for this, I'd be looking for a little bit of extra room. I'd be looking for, you know, sort of 12 to 15 pip, that range for predicted moves. Anything over 10 really would be the minimum, the bare minimum. So that's another thing to factor in, another thing to look at. That is actually quite helpful. So you can find the ATR just within the normal sort of what am I looking for? Insert indicators, and then average true range here. Click on that, set it up as 14 candles. I think that comes standard. That's just what I use. You can play around with that if you want, but generally the standard settings are pretty good, so there's no need to if you don't want to. Pretty bummed I don't have a trade going for the Euro JPY, but I've been burned by the Euro JPY a little bit, and I'm just going to watch that for the time being, I think. Yeah, it does look like it's kind of pinged down into this level anyway, so you would have hit your take profits for some of the trades that were given. Let's see if we can find one. Euro JPY, 37 pip movement predicted, and they've been killing it recently. So on average, they're making 30.7 pips per trade, which means that after the 24-hour time period, it has generally been landing. Well, that's the average that has moved in favour of whatever the signal was. So after that 24-hour period, it has made that much on average. So it's not, our system doesn't actually take into consideration take profits and stop losses on this chart here. We will implement that on the history page, so we'll enable you to set your own risk reward ratio in relation to the predicted move, and that will tell you whether or not it was a win or a loss directly in relation to where your take profits and stop losses would have been. So that's why we don't have like wins or losses on this. It's just that's where we think it's going to be going, and generally these traders are making an average of that amount of pips on this pairing after whatever time frame it is that you're using. So anyway, let's see whether or not this was a profitable trade. Where'd it go? Very strong sell, Euro JPY. So they've been very, very strong, as I said, on the bearish signals for the Euro JPY over the last 2 days or so. And we were sitting at the 525 level. So, you know, sitting somewhere up here, and it was 2 hours ago. We zoom in. Let's go to 30 minutes. So count back 4 candles. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right about this level. 525. So about there, roughly. And we're looking for 30 pips, and we got it. Just like that. Easy profits. And that would have hit the take profit for there was a bunch of other trades that were given at pretty much the same level, at around about like here, and like here, and they were all strong sells. They were all about 30 pip, so they all would have not been stopped out, and they all would have hit at that level there. So regardless of which one you took, you would have been profitable on that trade. So here's another one here at that same sort of level, a little bit lower, but you would have hit that. Is there another one? Here's another one. Only 26 pips because we're a little bit lower, but we would have hit that. Another one, sort of at that same level as the above one, only looking for 26 pips, would have hit that. So yeah, you can see that it does do that, and I like to look at that as confirmation. If I'm already in a trade, I'm not going to enter another trade. I'm not going to double down. That is like an affirmation that yes, it's still a good idea to be in this trade. And you should hold on, and you shouldn't look to be sort of exiting that trade or moving stop losses or anything, depending on what level you got in at. Alright, we're a little bit slow here in terms of the actual trades that are coming in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave it there. I've sort of recapped these trades. What I will do at the end of each week is I'll do an article on the blog, on the MLForecasting.com blog, where I'm just recapping all of the trades that I've taken, and going through, which ones were bad, why they were bad, which ones were good, why they were good. And that's going to be a process that I'll go through of reflection, right? Reflecting on the trades, as well as hopefully it'll be informative for you guys. And once we do start, getting to the stage where it is proven that the system is profitable, which it appears that, it is. We're down a bit on yesterday, but we're still up that sort of, we're still up about 4% on the 9,000 that we had. If we're looking at, equity, and we have these two trades that are obviously pending. But it will go a long way towards validating the system and, showing a track record of success after I've been doing these videos for however many months and recording or documenting the process in those weekly recap articles as well. So I'm going to leave it there. I'll see you on tomorrow's video, and good luck for everyone who's participating and using the system at the moment. Anyone who wants to start and then to become vocal in the chat room, vocal in Telegram, and let us know how you're doing, any ideas you have for improvements, or you just want to have a yarn, whatever. We're always open to it, so feel free to join. If you're watching this on YouTube and you don't know much about us, I'll put a link in the description to the Telegram group, Telegram room. And if you're already in the room, then don't be shy, and please let us know your thoughts, and let us know what you're feeling currently about the system.